This is the biggest box I ever got and one of the most gorgeous products I was given. I can't wait to show it to you. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation. Please stay tuned. My dear friends, I'm so happy. I got this box last week, if I'm not mistaken. And I couldn't believe when it arrived. I kind of knew what was inside, but I didn't expect it's so big and so nice and so huge. And I was so happy to actually unbox everything and just play with that. So as you can see, I got markers, alcohol markers exactly, from Ohuhu. And these are the markers I've been wanting for a long time. But, well, honestly, I thought that, well, this is something I can buy one day. I do not do that much of the markers, so maybe, but I just got it. I'm so happy. And I'm gonna show you all of the beautiful things I got one by one and how they work. And so this is gonna be a little bit of the review video, but also I'm gonna make some project with the markers, with the papers I got, and with the Fineliners I got. Firstly, I'm gonna open everything up really nicely because, as you know, I like to do unboxing on the video, so you can see that I actually, try the things for the first time. And here we go. In front of me, I have Ohuhu paper. And this is a spiral bound book of papers. There is 60 sheets of paper of 200 grams. They are specific for alcohol based inks and they are quite sturdy, really nice quality of paper. The paper is white, so I love that because I don't like the papers which are kind of like on the side of the beige, but this one is completely white. The pages are also perforated on the side, so you can remove them easily. And yes, it looks quite nice. And apparently they have different sizes, so you can get your own size. Mine is 22.5 by 21 centimeters, which is 8 by 9 by 8 by 3 inches. And here is the sheet which is called Eva, and this sheet is sheet to prevent bleeding. So basically, when you're writing or rather coloring on the thin paper, you can put this sheet in between your pages, and like that you prevent bleeding, which is super cool even for the mixed media projects. I've never actually heard about that, so I'm so happy to have it. And it was there in the big pouch where I have mine. They're really mine, I'm so happy. 216 color markers. They are alcohol-based markers, as I mentioned, and they have dual tips. So on one side they have a brush tip and on the other side chisel tip, which is super cool, mostly for calligraphy, but I've seen also artists coloring with chisel tips. I tried also today, so we're gonna see that a little bit later, but I prefer actually a brush tip, but of course this is, when you have both, you can do whatever you want. So, as I mentioned, there is 216 colors in it, but there is one colorless blender. So you can blend your colors a little bit easier if you are not feeling, maybe very comfortable with blending, which is my problem. So the blender came quite nicely today when I was doing my blending. And what else can I tell you? There is funny thing about the alcohol markers, not even funny, but actually a very nice thing. They actually, Ohuhu has new refills for markers. So you can actually buy a refill and you can refill your markers a few times, which is apparently new feature. And as far as I know, they do not have all the colors. Maybe now they have, but last time when I watched the review video with Ohuhu, they didn't have all the colors yet, so this is something really to to look forward, because I'm sure at some point they will have them all. And also they have reversible brush tip, so you basically can take off your brush tip, not the chisel one but the brush one, and you can reverse it. So this is super cool when you by accident break your break your brush tip. What else? You're gonna see when I am doing a little bit of coloring, but there was quite easy blending with them. There were no smudges. It dried very quickly, really quickly. I actually had almost no bleed. Well, I had on the back of the paper on which I was working, but I put the Eva sheet between, and I actually had only one little bleed on the sheet. Otherwise, everything stayed super perfectly on the page. So this is also very, very nice thing. Also, they come with this portable bag if you fancy going on holidays or wherever, and just take the bag with you. And then they actually were kind enough to send me also 2 bamboo boxes. So here are the measurements. I went with my ruler to show you quickly, but check that on their webpage. Those are really eco-friendly bamboo. I love bamboo. I find it super nice as a wood, but the quality of the work is just wow, really, really beautiful with their logo on it, and the box looks super nice, very well made. There was not even one piece which was moving or didn't look well. It's really, really nice box. I am so surprised. And my daughter actually asked me to buy a few more, and I think I'm gonna do it. They are super cool. On top of that, they are eco-friendly. So this is for me super, super, super important. Guys, I've done a little bit of swatching, and I just sped up a little bit the video because I didn't want to bore you with 216 color swatching. But you're gonna see the pictures of the color swatches. The only thing which I may not like completely about these markers is that the colors on the markers itself, they are not exactly the same as you will have on the paper, which happens with a lot of paints and markers. So I don't mind. Either way, the swatching is the best way to go about it. And yes, you can just do your proper swatching like that. The tips of the markers, they do have numbers. So like that, you do swatching with numbers like I've done here. I did just half of the markers here. I didn't finish yet. But you can write your own number, and you can just put them more or less by the colors. So, you know, you will have your proper nice way of, you know, arrangement. And yes, and still the tips, they have the colors, and so it's easier to look for the proper markers like that. But just use the swatching or make your own swatches and use them. That would be much, much, much better. And look at that. Beautiful markers, beautiful colors, really, really beautiful and bright, and I am really happy with it. But as I always say, this is the very first time I'm using them. I'm gonna see how do they cope with time. I believe they will be okay because as I mentioned, I've seen few other videos about the Ohuhu, and I've never heard anybody really complaining about them, so it's cool. And here it is. My daughter was happy to do some color blending for me, and she was even explaining me how to make the color blending. And I have these Fineliners. They also offered me. Those are 8 markers, fine line drawing markers, which are actually fast drying and fade resistant and bleed free. Basically watercolor markers. And here are the tips. There is one brush and the very, very small one, 0.05, which has very small tip until 1.0, which is a little bit bigger. Very quickly, I'm gonna do a little bit of swatching for you with the markers, but you're gonna see them in action because I'm gonna do some drawing later on. So guys, I am really, really happy, I have to tell you. The exchange with the Ohuhu was really nice. So I hope they do have, and I believe strongly they do have very nice customer service. And from what I've seen in their small booklets, it seems that in case of any problems, if you have dry markers or any other problem, you can just write them an email and they will either reissue you a refund or send you the, I don't know, missing marker or whatever. I have to tell you guys, honestly, I had 216 markers. All of them were working. And all of them, the colors were older, so I had no problems at all. And so now I'm doing a little bit of coloring, and those are my leaves I made. And I was experimenting a little. I started actually with adding the color on the paper on which I drew with the pencil a little bit of leaves. And this is the Ohuhu spiral book, which I told you, for alcohol markers. Super nice actually to draw on it. It really is nice paper. It reminds me a little bit mixed media paper, but I actually didn't try on mixed media paper these markers. I have to do that to see especially the bleeding, if it happens or not, but this one is really, really nice. And so I wasn't sure if I should use the Fineliner first or the markers first. So I was experimenting. You're gonna see there is a lot of experimenting involved in it. And I'm trying for every single like a branch use for colors, different colors, so like that you can have more or less idea of how the colors blend. But once again, I am not an artist which is doing a lot of coloring, so I'm doing that really, how do you say it, I'm really a newbie I think, but I'm trying to do my best. And I'm sure that amongst the people who are or artists who are gonna watch this video, there are gonna be some of you who are masters at colorizing and blending, and if you have some good advice, I'll be very happy to hear it. But once again, for those of you who may get upset with me and my blending skills, which are not perfect, well, as I said, I am not the person who knows very well how to do it. But having said that, I'm really happy because I think I do not have to know too much, and I can still manage to use these markers and make something really, really nice with it, I think. Also, very important thing, under the video, in the description box, you're gonna get a discount code for Ohuhu shop. There are gonna be links also, so check the products out. The code is gonna be working only for 2 months from the date of this video. So if you really want to buy the markers, hurry up, because as I mentioned, the code is there, so you can use it. You're gonna get a little bit a better deal. Even though I find the markers not expensive in comparison to, for example, Chameleon. I think, as far as I know, they are super, super expensive. And they are really nice, these markers, really, really nice. What else can I tell you guys? I'm not sure. Once again, I am not sure how the markers are gonna behave with time. But for now they are really beautiful, and after the work I made with them today, they do not look like they are losing on quality. Even the blending tool is still blending very well. The tip is not getting very dirty, because when you are blending with the blending tool, usually the tip is getting very dirty at the end. You can still clean it a little bit on the piece of paper, clean paper on the side, but it really works super nicely. And the brush tip also, after all this colorizing stage, really nice, like new basically. I have to, I think, learn to blend a little bit better, because as you can see, the ink bleeds a little bit on the side. But then again, I knew I'm gonna cut these leaves out, so I didn't pay too much attention that it is running out of the lines. I think, or I know, because I've seen the work of other artists, that you can easily stay in lines, but that's what I've done. And as I mentioned, I didn't mind for my project because everything will be cutted out. And look at me, I'm making double lines, kind of wobbly lines, because I am doing my grungy kind of thing. So this is not the problem. But you know, if you don't want to have this this future, this blending outside of the lines, I think you just don't have to add too much of the blender, and you would be fine. But as I mentioned, I didn't mind, and I quite I use quite a lot of the blender. Not on all the leaves, and actually in particular this leaf or this branch which I'm using right now, I'm gonna show you few different techniques on those leaves, on those purple leaves. There is gonna be one with a lot of blending and the other with no blending at all. So you can just check that out. And the rest of the flowers, or no, they are not flowers, sorry guys. The rest of the branches, which I colorized, I sped up a little bit the process. I'm gonna leave you, because I spoke already a lot. I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of music in the background so you can see it, you know, quietly. And I'll be back at the end when I am actually turning these branches into ADC cards. I'm back, and as you've seen, I cut out all of the branches. They look quite beautiful, and right now I'm using still the Fineliners to make a little bit of framing on my ATC cards, and in the middle I used a piece of my stamp Censored with VersaFine ink, which is permanent, just to give a little bit of the background to the flowers. And I'm gonna cut these small pieces of white, which I couldn't cut with the scissors. And then I'm gonna put everything on the card, so there is gonna be one branch per card. Of course, they are quite big. I was eyeballing them when I was making them, thinking that they're gonna be perfect for ATC size. They are tiny bit bigger, but it's not a big problem. They are so beautiful, no? I'm really happy. I think I've done a great job since I am not, very good at colorizing. And you've seen now when I was adding the glue that there was a bleed, but the bleed actually happened only at the back of the paper, which is normal because they are alcohol markers. So as long as it's not going on the other paper, and even if you're afraid that it happens, you can always use this EVA sheet or just piece of paper if you don't have it, the sheet. But it is included in the set of the markers. That's how I got it also. And so, very colorful ATCs, a little bit with the grunge because, well guys, you know me, I cannot live without grunge. And I add black backing to the cards, plus some of the words of parts of my sentiments from Super Messy Words. And here we go. All the cards are here and they are waiting to be sent in the orders, as always. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really thank you to Ohuhu for sending me these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful products. I'm really very happy with them. And you know me, I'm very honest. So I told you honestly what I think about them. We'll see how they behave with time. But I think there shouldn't be problems. And I am really happy with the fact that they are eco-friendly. I mean, there is a lot of things about the Ohuhu which is eco-friendly, like their, for once, wooden holders for or organizers for markers, and the fact that they do have refills. So check their webpage. There is a discount code in the description box in this video. For now, I'm sending you big hugs, and I hope I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye. Oh, I forgot. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and check Ohuhu webpage and also my shop. Bye bye.